morning's here.
So you don't see the timestamp here, but Daniel Phelps wrote this at 11:45 last night. I hope you hung around for 10 hours. And finally, the show has begun. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show, the Friday edition, which means we will not have one tomorrow. We will not have one next day. And shockingly, we will not have one the next day because it's a holiday. So my name is DB Mosley, co-founder here at Laughing Place. That's Kyle Burbank. He is our executive editorial director. We just made that title up. And we're going to talk to you about what's going on in the world of Disney. Let's get started with a look at the stock price. I can't change while that's playing.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't know if there's a way to that's like the only flaw. I don't think it used to do that.
That just defeats the purpose, because you play a bumper, you change the scene. They kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And that's just short-sighted. Okay. Let's take a look at the stock price, which yesterday was at $111.04. Today it is at, I'm surprised they haven't updated this to be Epic Universe now that it's open.
I don't think that's how that works.
Well,
or they should change it to that Florida banner that Jeff Valley shared.
Everyone's talking about the spirit of brotherhood, a community, and all that. If they had put the Epic Universe here, I mean, that'd have been so cool. That would have just been such a kumbaya moment. 109.96, down quite a bit. That's a good question, Fred. We should do that. We will do that at some point.
What?
Fred Ramirez, what are your box office predictions? We should make some Lilo and Stitch predictions.
Oh, okay.
That is an excellent point. All right, that's all for that. We got to time my scene switch now.
I know. I was like, are you going to do it before or after?
Anyway, I need to do it before.
Hello there, and welcome to another edition of the LP Disney Weather Report. Been working so hard. I'm punching my card. 8 hours, for what? Oh, tell me what I got. I've got this feeling. At times just holding me down. I'll hit the ceiling, or else I'll tear up this town. So now I gotta cut loose. Footloose. Kick off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me off of my knees. Jack, get back. Come on before we crack. Lose your blues. Everybody cut footloose. Let's get to the weather. Anaheim will be sunny today and will be perfectly pleasant at 74. Walt Disney World will crack into the 90s today with partly cloudy skies. Castaway Cay will be 81 today and that will feel like 81. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point will feel like 91 today, but that's just 83 on paper. Disneyland Paris is clear and cool tonight, falling from the mid-60s to nearly 50 later tonight. Tokyo will be cloudy tomorrow and reach a high of 68 before showers and light rain make their way onto the radar in the mid-afternoon and likely linger into the night. Shanghai will be overcast tomorrow and top out at just 74 degrees. Finally, Hong Kong will be rainy on and off tomorrow and the 84-degree high will feel like 90. And that will do it for another Disney weather update. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Doobie, we got a new show coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios. We actually have two of them. Earlier this week, we took a look at a preview of one of them, and this morning, Disney is giving us a look at the other, and I will show it to you just as soon as he's done talking to who he's talking to. The Little Mermaid musical adventure opens May 27th, just a few days away at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and they, like they did with the villain show, they gave us a sneak peek in the form of some photos as well as some B-roll video with some music over it, a video I did not even bother trying to upload to YouTube this time, and you can see that in our article. Oh, there you go. Straight from our X, where they don't care about copyright. You're still on mute if you were going to try to talk to me.
Sorry.
You're good. I'm just letting you know. So yeah, some fun puppetry, some stuff. I never saw the old one, so I don't know how different this is. But like I said, opens May 27th, along with a kickoff, a cool kid summer, and the villains unfairly ever after.
I saw the old one many times. I couldn't tell you how different it is. I think it's pretty different, but I'm not 100% sure.
Fair enough. Well, we also got some news from the Disney Studios where they announced some delays and changes to their schedule. So the most notable ones that Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, the next Avengers film, will be pushed from May to December 18th, 2026. In turn, Secret Wars, which was supposed to open in May of the next year, that'll go to December 17th, 2027. But on the upside, we finally have a date for The Devil Wears Prada 2. It'll be in theaters May 1st of next year, so less than a year away from a Devil Wears Prada sequel.
Literally.
Isn't everybody excited for that? I'm excited for this. Zach Braff has signed on to, they're doing a Scrubs reboot. I think they're just doing a pilot that hasn't been greenlit to its series. Zach Braff is the first of the original cast members to sign a deal to appear in this. Bill Lawrence had jumped through some hoops because he has a deal at Warner Brothers, but they allowed him to produce this for ABC. He will not be the showrunner if the show goes forward, but he will be involved in the creative part. So yeah, as a Scrubs fan, I'm looking forward to seeing what if this goes forward. I'm excited for it.
And speaking of Zach Braff, they have announced some no relationship.
He might be a pass holder. We don't know.
That's true, but is he a VI pass holder?
He's no. Never mind.
They have announced some new snacks, annual pass holder snacks for Walt Disney World VI pass holder summer days, including a unique sundae crafted exclusively for pass holders May 27th through July 31st. There's a ton of Joffrey stuff. So Joffrey's is going to have AP exclusive beverages from June 2nd to July 31st at Magic Kingdom. They've got Caramel Dreams Cold Brew inspired by Disney Starlight, Dream the Night Away, the new parade coming this summer. Hollywood Studios has Under the Sea.
Does that mean that the parade will be playing then?
I mean, no, does not mean at all. Hollywood Studios has Under the Sea Salt Caramel Latte inspired by The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, which you just saw some of. There's also ones at Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Disney Springs. And they're going to have a stamp promotion, Joffrey. So if you purchase 5 of these, you get a pass holder exclusive beverage holder through July 31st. Very exciting.
Wouldn't it be funny if it's just one of those little cardboard things you get at Starbucks? Good job. So this is a interesting thing. Karl Lagerfeld is releasing a new Donald Duck inspired collection. This is the second drop between Disney and Karl Lagerfeld, and I guess this is a hand-drawn portrait of, it's supposed to be Donald with a ponytail for some reason. And this was drawn in the early 2000s by Lagerfeld. There's jackets, jean jackets, and handbags available with this Donald portrait.
Pass holders.
Oh yeah, there you go. Took me a second. Not a huge fan of this. Kind of interesting and something like that one jackets.
What do you think Mike thinks of this? He's not happy, but he's not angry.
I don't know.
I feel like we need to find that out. I mean, I don't know why. All right. And finally, in this first segment, let's take a look at what's going on as preparations continue for Cool Kid Summer. Disney Junior has moved to Echo Lake, as you know, so they've updated the area here. Looks like the theater is getting ready for a limited time run for Get Animated, which will have surprise character experiences and live entertainment. This used to be the backdrop for the Disney Junior characters, and now it looks like it's going to be a crafts area. So getting ready, as Kyle said, for Cool Kid Summer, kicking off May 27th, only 4 days away. The coolest kid I know is going to be joining us later to talk about some of his recent adventures, and he'll be covering Cool Kid Summer for us as well. And finally, let's take a look at Disney Channel.
Nope.
That's what I see.
Oh. Disney Channel?
Disney Channel, Disney Plus, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. They're like
I was just like, it says Disney Channel, Disney Junior. You just talked about that story.
No relation. Disney Plus and Disney Channel. Load. All right. So we're looking at the Disney Plus top 10 right now. This is for you, Fred. Lilo and Stitch is number 1. This time I think people are actually watching it. They're not thinking it's the live action, but I don't know that for sure. Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch the movie, Rogue One, Andor, A New Hope, The Perfect Trio. Not in that order too. No, not in that order. It should be Andor, Rogue One, and then A New Hope. But that's okay. Then more Stitch, Phantom Menace, Tucci in Italy, which apparently is quite the hit, and Revenge of the Sith, rounding out the top 10.
Speaking of Stitch, I do hope that people like our logo on our site today. So next time we pull up a story, take a look.
And I've had my share of bad reviews. I still remember my first good one, though. Everything else in this production of Our Town was simply terrible. Joey Tribbiani was abysmal.
And speaking of abysmal, there's our new logo. Not permanent. Stitch got a hold of things. All right, let's take a look at a review by Marshall of a new Nat Geo show, Missing, Presumed Dead, which he says succeeds episodically. Again, this is by Marshall Knight. Subhead: the format is an interesting concept in the ever-growing docuseries landscape. I don't think Marshall's the biggest fan of true crime, so it's always interesting to see his reviews. He says of this one, Missing, Presumed Dead is an intriguing riff on the onslaught of true crime and docuseries that have populated television in recent years. However, the episodic nature leads to highs and lows amidst the storytelling. If you're scrolling through Disney Plus, which is just wrong, and come across an episode summary that interests you, give it a shot, but don't feel obligated to binge the season front to back. Revel in the ability to jump around.
Jump around. Jump up, and get down.
Quickly had that bumper ready for that moment. Not that it'll ever come up again.
Jumping over to another review, a TV review from Alex of the new FX show Adults. He says his headline is Adults is a Gen Z Friends, messy, hilarious, and surprisingly heartfelt. Which is probably I should have gone from the Friends clip to the thing that mentions Friends, but anyway, his subhead is 5 New Yorkers navigate modern adulthood and with awkward charm, emotional chaos, and surprising depth. His final paragraph: adults may aim its voice at the show is called Adults. I got confused for a second. I was like, what is the sentence? Adults may aim its voice at Gen Z, but like Friends and Broad City before it, its core themes, friendship, failure, love, and growth, are timeless. It's a comedy about not having it together, and that's something anyone can relate to. And he gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow. That's not bad. At what point do we stop being surprised when a show is heartfelt? Because I feel like it always reads that way. Surprisingly heartfelt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Does Jeremiah have a bumper?
No. Ahoy! 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 Jeremiah Good, come and join us.
If I could just get a horn toot, that would be nice. Just
This is Jeremiah Good. He is our Walt Disney World reporter. He also has been known to go to Paris, Hong Kong, Korea, and any place else that we need him to go. And yesterday he went to a very strange place, Universal Epic Universe, for the actual opening day. And he's here to talk a little bit about it.
the actual opening day. And this wasn't even a laughing place assignment. This was me being the ultimate nerd that I am. The second the tickets went on sale for opening day, I was online, had to buy them because I knew no matter what, I would want to be there. I've been lucky enough now to be at 3 theme park openings. Care to guess, Doobie? I was going to say, don't tell him, Kyle.
All right. Well, then I'm going to say Shanghai, DCA, and Epic Universe.
Exactly. Yes.
I would not have come up with Shanghai, for the record.
Yeah.
Sorry.
One of the 13,000 that were there yesterday. So, yeah, the biggest surprise, I think, was the place was empty.
Yes, the 13,000 number. So pulling back the curtain, I heard there were originally 12,000 tickets sold to hotels and AP holders. That was the original one. And then about 707 or 750 were sold on City Walk in person to people who walk up to the ticket booths or the concierge at their hotel. So yeah, roughly 13,000 people were in the park yesterday. The weather was beautiful, like never hit that point where you're just about to die. It could not have been a better day.
So our guys, everyone that's been to the park for LP, got their heads together, mind melded, and did a ranking of the attractions at Universal Epic Universe. Have you now done them all?
I have now done them all, some multiple times. I was not part of this mind meld because I hadn't done.
Good. I'm glad you weren't, because I want to compare you to this mind meld. So we have Jeremiah's huge brain versus the cumulative brains of the other LPers. What is your number one experience at Epic Universe?
Monsters Unchained.
All right, we have some agreement there. What's your number 2?
Definitely Ministry.
Oh, that was number 3. What's your number 3?
I'd go with Stardust Racers. That coaster is probably one of the most best in Orlando.
I feel like that's the hidden, not necessarily hidden, but I don't think it got as much pre-pub as everything else, and people are really loving that coaster.
Yeah.
You still haven't.
Previous best coaster in Orlando.
Velocicoaster?
Yeah, Velocicoaster was probably the best prior to that. I mean,
What
I
about
say Orlando because I don't go out Florida because Iron Gwazi is still one of the most best coasters in the world.
that's what I was getting at because I know
Yeah,
that you were high on that one. So
yeah. No,
You
Iron
still,
Gwazi is something that is so unique. Uh, that and Twisted Colossus at Magic Mountain are the two top coasters in the world for me.
we still haven't gotten to our team's number 2. This is experiences, so this includes shows. So what's your number 4?
Um, See, after those, you just kind of start to hit the same old
Ah,
coasters. I do enjoy the show in um, Wizarding World. It's fun, but what was our number 2?
the Wizarding World show barely makes the list. Our number 2 was Isle of Burke.
The entire Isle of Burke?
Hiccups Wing Gliders.
Okay, yes, that is an amazing. It is it is a coaster that people will think is a kiddie coaster, but by the time they get off of it, it it was much more intense than I expected.
Okay. And then our highest rated show is our number 5, The Untrainable Dragon.
Which is, I don't want to say it's horrible, um, but I walked out of
abysmal.
there. I think my review was like while I was live tweeting everything yesterday, I kind of said I wasn't disappointed, but it is, you walk out of there and if you understand that it came from the Asia Universal Parks, you go, oh, okay, that makes sense because it is definitely an Asian show. It is very like kumbaya. There you go. There's the show.
Second kumbaya of this show.
Which is a record. What's the worst attraction there of the 14 shows and attractions? What's the bottom?
It. I'm trying to think of things that well, the Untrainable Dragon is one that I don't. I'll go see it with a friend. Um, Mario Kart, I've been on a lot, so that one for me was just kind of a Of the original stuff that I'd never been on, I'd rather do Yoshi than Minecart Madness.
Wow, Yoshi was the bottom of our list.
Yeah, Yoshi is a cute kiddie ride. Minecart Madness is rough. Like it is painfully rough because it's only got one support. So when you're hitting those turns, you're slamming into each other.
Number 6 on our team. Jeremiah, you are set. I want to redo this now with your vote in there because it's going to totally get changed up. You're such a contrarian. What else you want to tell us about this park?
It is beautiful. I wish it, one of the things yesterday I heard a lot of were the theme park guests that didn't understand why there was a limited amount of people in there. This was out of any theme park day I've ever been in, this probably ranks up there right next to DCA opening where it was, hey, there's hardly anybody in here. I could do everything I wanted to do. I walked on to almost everything. I did Battle to Ministry twice, but I did Monsters Unchained 5 times, and 4 of those were I'd get off, cut through the shortcut, cut through the shortcut, cut through the shortcut. I have my picture. I actually bought my digital download, which is $23 for a digital download. Of myself. I was the only person in the car, and it has the date on it and everything. So I had to get that.
Worth it.
But overall, the park, it will never be that way again. I heard that the numbers were lower than they were for the media days. I know that they're lower than they were for the team member preview I went to. So it was.
Who knew?
Yeah. Well, when I saw they stopped sell tickets, but then I was expecting them to open it up to the public and they never did. I figured it would be a lower number, but it wasn't. Like I was talking to some of my team member friends. I'm like, this is what I predicted, but not what I actually expected. I would walk the park and just see nobody. Like I did circles around the park 3 different times and I'd walk in each portal go and enjoy something, and then actually I take it back. The Flying Racers is probably my bottom. That one, if you ever went on Luigi's Flying Tires, and remember how you had to like lean and kind of get it to move that way, that's how this is, but they don't give you the directions on how to make it happen. So I'm sitting there tilting my wings trying to lean, and nothing is happening on this thing.
This is like an off-the-shelf attraction that everyone has done already, Jeremiah. How did you not know how to work it?
No, this is not a. If somebody's done this before, tell me what park it's in, because I'll go do it there and not have to wait 45 minutes the next time I'm there.
We'll get back to you that.
Yeah.
On that. Yeah, Jeremiah. Gio says the reason it was so empty was everyone was literally stuck in line for ministry.
Yeah, when it opened, well, no, even then it wasn't. Like when they dumped the queue, it never got busy. 15 minutes, those were the normal wait times. But when the park opened, everybody rushed there, had it bumped up to the 3-hour or 300-minute wait, and then they dumped it. But they gave everybody that was in the queue already an express pass to come back later. So when I got in line when it reopened, they're like, oh, it's 120 minutes. It turned out to be 120 minutes, but also the express line was out the door and around the corner with the standby line because everybody rushed right there.
Yeah, Tony, I am familiar. Go down a rabbit hole of reading about that woman and that attraction. It is a rabbit hole. All right. Well, Jeremiah, I appreciate you waking up early. Nope, you're on the East Coast. I appreciate you joining us this afternoon.
Can I show a couple of things?
Yeah, of course.
So this is the one thing I actually did buy, the Dark Universe vinyl. And unlike Mike, I'm not a hipster. I don't have a record player. But this one, because it's by Danny Elfman. That's my index finger that's pointing at it, by the way. So I had to get this. And then something that I didn't even tweet out last night because I was there for 16 hours. As guests were leaving, they were given this nice little ticket sleeve and a commemorative grand opening day ticket that is numbered. They also gave us a digital medallion, which I haven't logged on and downloaded. I'm not going to show because I like my QR code and I want to get it myself. But overall, again, I spent 16 hours walking this park that when I first saw it, I would have predicted was a half-day park. And that was no lines. I got to enjoy this park. I got to walk in areas. I got to see things, got to hear stories. I actually sat with Disney Food Blog in the Wizarding World on their patio watching people go by as we're looking at the food that they had ordered. That go over to Disney Food Blog and look at their breakfast items. They are all very tasty because I was offered a chance to taste some of it.
Did you say hi to the Lopez's?
I was walking behind them. So Lopez's, how tall are they? 7'2"?
Yeah, basically.
So I'm walking into, was that Burke or was that, I think it was Burke where I saw them. And as I'm walking, they're in front of me and everybody's coming up going, hey, their automatic answers, we're just here to have fun. Like they wouldn't take pictures with anybody. They weren't cool about, hey, this is great. They were just, that was their answer as soon as they saw them. We're here to have fun. And I understand, yes, we're all there to have fun, but you guys are kind of iconic in the theme park world in Florida. So, I mean, even Tim Tracker was stopping for photos.
Even Tim Tracker.
All right. Thanks, Jeremiah. We got to hustle. You have a meeting in 5 minutes, apparently. So we'll talk to you. Talk to everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Yeah, I presume you do too, Kyle. So.
And the rest.
It's not that important.
Yeah.
Ding bong.
Sorry, I am too much right now.
All right. Well, I'll talk about Hulu. They're removing the Vivo channel from Hulu Plus Live TV. This will happen on June 26th, so you'll have to go back to YouTube to watch your music videos, I guess. Just a little disappointing.
Yeah, who watches music videos at this point. I truly don't know. And there's a new Moana-inspired treat at Epcot. This is the Kakamora Delight. It actually comes in a real coconut shell, and it's only $6.75, which is not bad. You get this at the vending cart near the Seas Pavilion. Inside the coconut, you'll find a refreshing coconut pineapple sorbet, complemented by candied pineapple chunks that add a touch of sweetness, along with coconut flakes that provide both crunch and, what else do they provide? Chewy texture. That's right.
Next. Classic edition.
Around LP, we've got, that's not it because I'm an idiot. We've got Alex's report on the recent Walt Disney Family Museum presentation. Behind the scenes look at storytelling, collaboration, and vision from Pixar. It features Carrie Hobson and Michael Yates, the duo behind Win or Lose, and screenwriter turned director Mike Jones, who helmed Dream Productions, and it's moderated by Oscar-winning producer Jonas Rivera. So that's pretty nifty. Go check out that report. Alex always does a great job.
And speaking of the Walt Disney Family Museum, we also have a look at A World of Color, Mary Blair's Mid-Century Magic, which is a new exhibit at that museum. So you can also check out Alex's report on that. And then, speaking of Epic Universe, we have an article we did because we were, obviously the wait times at Epic Universe were pretty light yesterday. It wasn't a huge thing. And then
sorry, I know I threw you.
Yeah. So we took a look at some of the wait times for Walt Disney World, what they've been so far this month compared to what they were yesterday, and then what they were 1 year ago compared to yesterday. We only looked at some of the top attractions in each park to figure our averages. So, it's something we'll do periodically to see if there is an impact. This one wasn't huge, but it was still interesting the way we are able to put that together. So
yeah, we got history. And just a quick reminder, LP on Location, a new episode every Sunday. This Sundays is the first one that my family is doing. We went to Alani to celebrate the opening of Lilo and Stitch. And so please check that out Sunday morning. And speaking of Lilo and Stitch, don't even play the bumper. I'm
playing the bumper. It's the best bumper we have.
All I do is win, no matter what. I'm a loser.
I thought it was fun stuff.
Oh, well, I forgot what I was skipping. We'll go to fun stuff. That is also the best bumper we have.
The fun stuff.
I would never circumvent the I'm a loser bumper. All right, real quick, fun stuff. Lilo and Stitch comes out today, of course. Expected to be a pretty big hit. Doing very well doing pretty well on the Rotten Tomatoes. And Stitch is continuing his road trip. This time he made his way to Graceland for obvious reasons. Lilo's a big Elvis fan, and Stitch went to check it out. So you can go read about that on our site. I'm a loser. Okay, Kyle, you ready?
I'll go first for our winners and losers. All of us are losers, apparently. My first winner, which I forgot to share my screen, so let me do that. My winner is people at the. Why can't I figure this out? Sorry, just 1 second. People who like water parks at the Walt Disney World Resort, because for the first time in years, you can now visit both
Graceland,
Graceland. You can go to Graceland if you want in Memphis, Tennessee. Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon, both open. It as the way God intended.
All right. Well, my winner this week is obviously Epic Universe open. That's too easy. I'm going with Central Florida because I think Epic Universe is going to be a boom. Or is it boon? I don't know. It's going to be a boo.
It's going to boom and it's a boon. It's both.
For the whole area. You see everyone tweeting out their congratulations, Disney World, the state. It's going to be huge for the area. So yay, Central Florida, the best theme park location region in the world, just gets better. Could not be happier for the opening of Epic Universe. My loser this week, I really worked hard to find a loser and succeeded not at all. So I'm going off the board a little bit. I opened up my pocket picks this morning to choose the pocket pick I had saved. I'm going to save it for next week, and saw this. Pocket is shutting down. The reason we call it Pocket Picks is because I scroll, and then stuff I like, I share it to my app called Pocket, so I can then pick it up later on my browser and put it here. And Pocket is shutting down this summer. So I need to write or find a replacement and then rename this segment, and I'm a little disappointed at that.
My loser this week are the Disneyland schedulers, because so we got the news that Phineas and Ferb were going to be coming back, making appearances, and then on top of that, we learned that Perry the Platypus, or Agent P, would also be appearing at DCA for a limited time. And when they said limited time, I figured that meant like, he'll be there for like a couple of months. I guess what they meant is that he'll be there in a limited capacity from time to time, because as Scotty G tells us, apparently he'll only be making appearances on Saturdays for a limited time, the opposite of Doobie, and he won't be at DCA on May 31st. So the next Saturday after tomorrow, he won't even be there. So what are we doing? What is the point of this? Why bring back a character at all if you're gonna make it? Is it because he just pops up like a detective? He just, haha, I'm here today. I don't understand.
Kyle's two best zingers right there in the 10 to 10:01 minutes. Scotty G and the opposite of Doobie. All right. We've had some stuff come up behind the scenes here, so we're going to cut it here. I had some This Day in History ready. I will. I'll probably pull them in next week. So thanks for joining us, though, and we will be back on Tuesday. Hope everyone has a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Take a moment to remember the reason for the weekend. And other than that, we'll see you Tuesday. Bye, all.
Bye.